Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga Upload. I'm Maris Aylward. Today's Q&A video is about a rather controversial topic. The question is, do I have to be vegetarian or vegan in order to practice yoga? Now it's hard to talk about this without diving into my own philosophy, my own diet and way of eating. And so I promised to dedicate a separate video on that because it is a long and complex discussion. So that video will come out soon. For today's discussion, I want to talk about the two differing philosophies or the two camps when it comes to yoga and how it relates to diet. The first camp, you have a group of people, yoga teachers and yoga students, who believe or even insist that you must be a vegetarian or vegan in order to practice yoga or to call yourself a real yogi. And then you have the other camp that say, no, it's not necessary to be vegetarian or vegan to practice yoga. Let's talk about the reasons of these two camps. So the people who believe that you have to be vegetarian or even vegan to practice yoga, they base a lot of this on a yogic principle, an ethical principle called ahimsa. It is a Sanskrit term that is often translated as non-harming or non-violence. And I want to read something from this book called The Path of the Yoga Sutras by Nikolai Bachman on what ahimsa is. Page 143. Ahimsa, which is the first of the 5 yamas, is the ethical practice of non-hurtfulness toward others and ourselves. It involves abstaining from intentionally inflicting pain on or killing other creatures in thought, word, or deed. Ahimsa also implies an attitude that strives to reduce harm. Of course, ahimsa is a much more complicated concept than what we're going to talk about here, but for the purposes of this discussion, it is often translated or defined as non-harming, non-injury, non-violence. For this first group of people, ahimsa means non-harming and non-violence toward all creatures. That's humans and animals. So they don't consume any animal flesh. Vegans take it even further. They don't consume any animal products whatsoever, including eggs, dairy. They also avoid products that were made from animals like leather, fur, or silk. And they're also quite meticulous about the everyday things that they use, make sure it wasn't tested on animals or it doesn't have any animal ingredients. For them, living an ethical life means to live on this earth and do your best to cause as little harm as possible in your daily actions. And that is the reason for choosing the vegetarian or vegan lifestyle. So that's your first camp. And there's a spectrum within that group. You have some teachers and students that are a little more laid back and, they adopt that lifestyle for themselves, but they don't really push it on others. And then you have rather extreme individuals that really insist that you can't call yourself a yogi if you eat meat. You can't call yourself a yogi if you're not vegan. And then you have, everyone else in between. Now let's talk about the other group, people who don't think it's necessary to switch to vegetarian or vegan lifestyle when you're practicing yoga. They have a slightly different, maybe broader interpretation of ahimsa. True, it is non-harming and non-violence toward others, but it's also non-harming towards yourself. It's first important to assess what is the right diet for you based on your unique nutritional needs, the resources that you have, your lifestyle, the current state of your health. What is the right diet for you right now? And that might evolve at different stages of your life. The reasoning is, if you are a practicing yogi and you insist on being vegetarian or vegan at the expense of your own health, then that is not ahimsa either, because you're harming yourself. So for them, being vegetarian or being vegan is not right for everyone. Some people thrive on that kind of diet and other people don't. Ahimsa is all about compassion, and you want to include yourself in that circle of compassion. And also, intention counts very much. It's not your intention to be harming all the creatures around you. You're not walking around deliberately trying to kill or harm others. You are just doing what you believe to be right for yourself and for your health. So those are your two differing philosophies. Gives you something to think about. And of course, this is a bit of an oversimplification, but you get the idea. I myself have struggled with ahimsa and just all of these things about diet, way of eating, lifestyle. And over many, many years of my life, I've gone through drastic changes. And that's why I wanted to make a separate video on that to share my journey with you. I was hesitant in the beginning if I wanted to even talk about this because this is a topic that inspires a lot of passion. Passion from people, even hatred. So I must prepare myself for that, but that's okay. I'd love to hear from you. What is your opinion on this? If you have your own philosophy and beliefs regarding yoga and diet, please write in the comment section below. I hope that was helpful to you, gave you a little bit of insight. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.